Okay, oh my God, so much energy. I absolutely love it. For anyone who knows me, you'll know that I'm a very high energy person, so I expect to get it back from you guys. I know some of you are probably feeling a little bit hangry right now, hungry and angry together. So I want you to stay with me for the next 20, 25 minutes, because what I want to share with you all today is really, really important when it comes to the future of Nu Skin, the future of your businesses. Now, I want to ask you all a question, and I want you to be really, really honest with me. Hands up, who has experienced a little bit of confusion around the Empower Me strategy? Lots of hands coming up. I can see the translators coming through. And I want you to understand that that's okay. It took me nearly 12 months to really get my head around it, because the vision that Nu Skin has is an enormous one. And the strategy that we are implementing in order to execute on that vision is equally as vast. So the outcome of me speaking here today is to translate the corporate language into affiliate language, and I hope that you will see exactly what we have lying in front of us, because it is so incredibly exciting. So this is the simplest way that I can give a summary, let's say, of what Empower Me is all about. It's Nu Skin's personalized, integrated beauty and wellness strategy. So I advise you to take a picture of this, because sometimes when the vision gets hazy again, and it will take a bit of time to get full clarity on it, this is what I like to refer back to. It's the summary. So we've got integrated beauty and wellness, digitally connected products. So we are the first company in the world bringing these personalized, connected beauty devices to market. Now, you notice there that I'm saying personalized connected. There are other connected beauty devices out there, but they do not offer the personalization element, and that is what makes us unique. We've got our integrated clinical studies. Anyone here who's from a science background as well, you'll know how important this is. Not just to have clinical studies, but to have studies that are now proving that if you look to address the body as a whole, from the outside in and the inside out, that we can get significantly better results. That's really, really important. As always, and we've heard it mentioned already, but the difference demonstrated. We want to continue leading with our innovation and our visible results, with what has always made us stand out. We're then going to talk a little bit, and I'm going to go into it in more detail, but digital speed and scale. The investment that Nu Skin has made to upgrade our digital ecosystem is upwards of $700 million. We know the Equinox system, which has gone live in America, eventually is going to roll out over here, and what that's going to provide for us is absolutely incredible. We're working with people like Amazon. Think of that sort of a platform. Wouldn't that be amazing to be able to plug into? Right? This is the kind of stuff we have coming. And then powerful social influence, which is obviously going to come from ourselves. So Empower Me, it gives you amazing opportunities, and that is because we are working with the global megatrends. These are the main ones that we want to focus on. Look at the growth that is coming across all of these major sectors. And as these trends all converge, Nu Skin sits at the heart of that. That is so incredibly exciting. It gives us a huge opportunity. And we're not just at the trends, we're ahead of the trends, and we're spearheading the innovation. We are revolutionizing the beauty and wellness industry with what we're doing right now. Does that not make you excited? Are you excited? Come on, right? So New Skin is empowerment at scale. So I want you to have a look at this, because I remember seeing this slide for the first time when I was in Utah, and it really, really excited me. This is where we are, and everything that we're offering, I guess. So you can see Empower Me. Underneath it is the beauty and wellness, the personalization, the social influence, the Internet of Things. That's what's sitting at the heart of the strategy. But then with New Skin, we've got the huge investment in digital and tech that's going to enable us to bring our vision to reality. Do you know that Joe Chang had the well spa in his brain for the last 20 years? And he had to wait for all of the technology and the innovation to catch up with him? How crazy is that, right? We are investing heavily in all of these things to make Joe Chang's dreams a reality. And then we monetize it heavily, right? And we know, and you know what New Skin are like. We have got products in the pipeline for the next 10 years. To be honest, I think I'd be afraid to even know what Joe Chang is thinking of in 10 years' time. But we know that we're constantly ahead of the game. I'm going to touch on the Well Spa in a little bit more detail, but for me, this is the key to everything. It's the gateway to the Empower Me strategy. So if you do not have a Well Spa right now, and it will make more sense as I go through the presentation, you need one in your business or you will be left behind. That's probably the most important message that I can give you today. The Well Spa is at the heart of what we're going to be doing moving forwards. We're going to have global scale and reach, generous compensation, advanced apps, tools, and devices, acquisition, retention, and duplication. I was in Utah in July, and I remember I sat down, I collared Steve Hatchett, and I was like, I need to ask you some questions about the Well Spa so I can understand it more. And I sat down with him, and the company hadn't yet announced that we had been awarded or recognized as the world's #1 at-home beauty device brand for the 6th consecutive year. And he told me that when I was there. And I said to him, oh my God, there was never a doubt. And I said, there's only one other company that in my head ever would get to the point where they can rival us, and that's Beauty Bio. 2 weeks later, they announced that they acquired the company. So if we see this technology and the patents that are, going to be useful for us, we're in such a strong cash-rich position where we don't even want to entertain competing. We're like, we're just going to take you on board and we're going to run with this. It's amazing, incredibly exciting. So Empower Me is empowering you for life, guys, with the products that make a difference, a genuine difference. The Well Spa has absolutely transformed my life in so many ways. And just to give you, some of you may have seen my transformation on social media, but after I gave birth to my daughter, and I won't go into it in too much depth, but basically I had 50 hours of labor. They couldn't get her out. They eventually gave me a catheter, they gave me an epidural, but forgot to give me a catheter, and left me for 12 hours. And when they came back, my pregnancy bump was like this, my bladder was like this, I completely ruptured all of my abdominal wall, I excessively had abdominal damage and skin stretching and whatever else. I couldn't walk for weeks. And the only reason why I have never gone and had any sort of more invasive procedures to, fix it, I guess, is because I'd love to have more children. And I've used the Body Galvanic religiously, and compliance, close your ears, and corporate, close your ears. The Well Spa has improved the appearance of my abdominal area by, I would say, 60 to 70%, to the point that I know I don't need surgery. It has changed my confidence drastically. It is so much more. When we're saying our products make a difference, they make a genuine difference. Whether it's skin, whether it's wellness, whether it's your confidence and whatever else, it's so important. We've got powerful social connection, digital tools, which Lucas touched on as well. But how does empower me? Let's talk a little bit about where we are now and where we're going to go. So where we are now is with Vera and the IoT devices. This is what we're starting to see right now. For me, like I said, and I'm going to touch on it in a little bit more detail, but the well spa is the gateway into the Empower Me strategy, and it's going to make a little bit more sense in a second. It gives me more confidence with product recommendations. Can you imagine using Vera, which, by the way, is operating at about 5% of where it's going to go? We've not even scratched the surface in terms of what Vera is going to do. We're going to have all of these different additional sections within the app. We're going to have the wellness section. We're going to have the carotenoid scores. We're going to have sleep, cognition, all of this sort of stuff where we can tap into it. But ultimately, guys, it's taking the guesswork out of product recommendations. It's giving you confidence to be able to go to people and know that you have got something that an algorithm, you can train an algorithm to know more than what a human brain can. From a medical perspective, guys, if you were, let's say, for example, if I was a surgeon and trying to make a clinical decision about what to do with someone, you would hope that the surgeon is making the decision based on the current, most up-to-date evidence. If that surgeon is too busy to stay up to date with that evidence or isn't aware of that evidence, they can only act within the capacity that they've got. Whereas if you run an algorithm to analyze everything that's available on the internet and everything that's been uploaded into the different research, I can't think of the word. What did you say? Database, there we go. That can do it in seconds. It can analyze information at a much higher level than the human brain ever could. That is what we need to be thinking about. The more data that we're feeding into this system, and by the way, guys, we own the world's largest genetic database. 333 million genetic data points, data profiles. 25 million carotenoid scores from the scanner. As of February, we were at about 700,000 Vera consultations. That's analyzing 3,000 data points on the face. I would say we're probably over the 1 billion marker there, like of scans done. That's a lot of data. What other company out there has that means of data collection? If you don't have devices, if you don't have IoT, all you're getting is people maybe going to a website, searching for some products and ordering. That's so two-dimensional, it's crazy. They have got no capacity to grow and learn and develop. Therefore, there's no competition right now. There is no competition with what we're doing. We are gathering data, we're giving comprehensive analysis, and ultimately, this is what's going to help us give our customers hyper-personalized product recommendations at the back end. That is incredible for me, right? So I want to talk a little bit about something that I'm sure you guys have heard of, digital twins. Have you heard of this term being thrown about, digital twins? Is anyone a little bit confused about what a digital twin is? Because I think, I found most people are. I want to give you a little bit about my previous experience before I started with Nu Skin. I actually knew what a digital twin was randomly because I worked as a physiotherapist, and at the time in my profession, digital twins were starting to be introduced for Olympic athletes. And it helped with predictive analytics when they were making decisions regarding rehabilitating people back to full function. So what they would do is they would scan the person, and they would analyze their soft tissue, their biomechanics, all of these types of things. Let's say, for example, you had someone who injured their shoulder, and you wanted to decide what day, when do I reload them, how much weight or load do I apply to the area so that I don't break them back down again and set them back. Because in elite sport, every day is absolutely crucial to get them back to activity. So this is what they were doing. They were able to start to use a digital version of their human counterpart to apply load to an area to think, how is it going to respond? So I had that basic understanding of it. What we're doing is a little bit different. okay? And this is why the well spa is going to be so important. I've heard Ryan Napierski describe the well spa as a personalization engine. And for me, that is exactly what it is. It is not just tightening and toning and contouring. It is analyzing over 150 data points a second. 150 data points a second. It is constantly analyzing stuff like your skin hydration, your body mass index, your adipose tissue, all of these types of things. It is reading, it is going to be able to body map you. This is how we're going to get the outline of your digital twin. Is this making a bit more sense? Now imagine if the Lumi Spa could do the same thing for your face, right? We're now getting all of this information about every single one of us. And guess what, guys? No two people in here are the same. If I want to use the well spa on my thigh versus my abdomen, it's not the same treatment because it is assessing what the muscle mass is, you know, what's going on in the area, and the microcurrent is adapting and optimizing to give you the best treatment. And then depending on what body part you're treating, it will change again. And if you're moving from an area where you're in the middle of a muscle belly to somewhere where maybe it's at the front, more like a musculotendinous junction, more like tendinous, it's going to change, it's going to adapt. That is super, super exciting. But then, we're going to go a few steps further. This, for me, is the roadmap to the future of Empower Me. And what I want you to understand is that this is not going to all happen overnight. This is going to be what I call drip learning. You're going to gradually get confident and competent in all of the things that the company is introducing. Right now, we've already started with Vera and the devices, haven't we? We're collecting data whether you realize it or not. We've got the IoT. What's next? DNA assessments, microbiome assessments. We're going to have genetic information about each individual, which is going to help us make decisions, okay? So they can go and do these tests, and then that gets added to, and sometimes instead of calling it a digital twin, I like to call it a digital profile. We're building up everyone's digital profile with all of the information that we can gather using these tools. And this is when we get the hyper-personalization and the digital twin. And there's so much more that the company have up their sleeve, by the way. There's so much more. I want you to think about if you have the digital version of yourself and you're the human version, it's like this is the optimized potential that you could have as a human being. And this is your human counterpart. And how do I get from here to here? Is that not incredibly exciting? There is no other company that can do this. We have won so many awards for this already, guys, and this is why the timing right now is so important, because it is a big vision, it is a big strategy, it's hard to get your head around it sometimes, but what you need to know is that the people who mobilize now and they go crazy into recruitment mode, and they lay the foundations in their business, when this is ready to go and we kick this up a notch, they're the people who are going to have the most success. Does that make sense? It's so important. You've got to move before the masses. Do not miss this wave. How many of you saw my sponsor, Emma Carpenter, kickstart social media in the UK? How many people sat and waited and said, oh, social media won't work? There's a lot of people who thought that. She's crazy. Don't be late to the party with this, because this is the future. And if you don't see it, just believe what I'm telling you, that this is where we're going to go, and just learn the basics one step at a time. But before I finish up, I wanted to share a couple of things, because I think that this is so important. How do we communicate the vision and the story to the masses? Because no two people are the same here. And for me, this is really important. If you try and talk to a new contact about digital twins and all of this complex stuff, they're going to run the other direction. You can only communicate little bits at a time, and you need to pre-qualify who you're speaking to. You know, if it's Sally who likes to sell lip gloss on social media, I'm probably not going to talk to her about digital twins. Right? Whereas if I have someone who's much more into tech and stuff like that, then yeah, maybe I can have a conversation. But take a picture of this, because this is part of the Empower Me strategy and the vision, but these are the types of things that I'm communicating to my social builders. And some will naturally upgrade into the enterprise builders and you know, really plug into the Empower Me vision, because I wouldn't have got all of that straight away. But I want you to understand that, like, when we're communicating the opportunity to people right now, have you guys noticed that there are more affiliate marketing, I don't mean network marketing, I mean affiliate marketing opportunities than ever out there? Yes? That, for me, is more of a threat to our business than other companies, because no other network marketing company is competing with us right now. It's getting this mindset away from instant gratification, quick, you know, get rich quick overnight kind of stories, right? What we need to be able to explain to people is the difference between traditional affiliate opportunities, which are linear, there's no leverage, they pay less money. And then we need to be able to communicate exactly what we have and offer, even from an affiliate level, even from a social selling level. Explain to them that we pay more money, we get paid weekly, all of these types of things. We've got the apps and the tools. So we also have global expansion capabilities. This is huge for a lot of people. You're not limited to whatever market that you're in. There is a company that is now a new network marketing company. I won't mention the name. But they are leading with their story is that they have got this celebrity dermatologist, and they've got this skin analysis app. And they are doing the rounds in the UK at the moment, and they're like, we've got this skin analysis app, and it gets personalized product recommendations. And I'm laughing because I'm like, you guys have got nothing on us. But it's interesting because the amount of people that are really interested in partnering with this brand because of the story that they're creating. We need to understand that using AI-powered skin analysis to take the guesswork out of product recommendations is a powerful story by itself. Lead with that. Anyone can do this business. I think for a while we've had a lot of men be like, I can't do this business on social. And they don't have to, by the way, but how easy is it now if they've got this app? Just tell them, get the app in front of people. Get them downloading Vera. Anyone can do that, okay? And then we've got the connected devices, personalization, how flexible it is. You know, the gig economy is huge, weekly pay, apps, that kind of thing. And then finally, and take a screenshot of this as well, this is how I'm communicating the platform builders or the enterprise builders. We are industry disruptors. Have you heard Ryan Napierski talk about this? We are disruptors, and not just disruptors within the beauty and wellness industry, but all of you have the opportunity to be disruptors within our markets. You decide, are you going to shake things up? Are you going to spearhead this vision? So we've got the IoT data collection. I've covered pretty much everything here, guys. I don't think I need to go through it again because I'm just coming out of time here. But does that help you a little bit more articulate what's coming? Yeah? Are you excited? Good, then I have done my job. Thank you so much.